are in beautiful São Bento, Brazil. I'm off the beaten path. I'm in a place near the biggest city here, around here is called Maragogi. I'm in the state of Lagoas right now. It's a bit empty today, a little bit gray. In the summer, however, this place would be beautiful. I haven't been here in the summer, but you can see it's very shallow. The tide's coming in, so I only have a few minutes to get this video and chat to you. I'm Dennis from Groove Art. I make music while wandering the world. Check out the new album that I just released. I'm going to talk to you today a little bit about, I'm going to share with you a little bit about a song I wrote called I.Am.Algorithm. And it's there's a lot to say because there was a lot of time and energy that went into this song, probably more than others. It has an 80s feel. I'll let you decide who it sounds like, or let you decide what my favorite bands are. But right away I knew it had to be I wanted it to be an 80s feel. And I think I succeeded. You guys tell me if I did or not. So the story of the song, I'll talk about the story and the lyrics of the song. It's a little bit about, or it's not just a little bit about, it's all about our current issues right now with kind of social media, but how we are really controlled now by machines. What do I mean by that? Well, the machines always know where we are, what we're doing, what we buy, where we are booking our trips to. They're all programmed to know everything about us. So I decided to write a song based on this kind of social phenomenon. And it has a pretty dark slant. So it's kind of cloudy out here today. And I thought it would be a good time to talk about this rather dark song. The lyrics are dark. The story, as I say, it's all about how the machines are following us. And you can hear right from the first lyric. I think the first lyric is, I know where you live, I know what you do. That's pretty darn creepy right off the top. Matter of fact, when I was writing out these lyrics a few months ago, my friend, she said, oh, that sounds really, really scary. I didn't tell her it was about a machine. She thought it was about a person. But regardless, it's creepy either way. So the lyrics are basically this idea that an algorithm knows so much about us. It knows everything about us. It knows our every move, and it's kind of 24/7. So that's kind of the story of the lyrics. I think it's pretty dark and pretty creepy as well. Check it out. I know that I wanted to have kind of this robot vocoder sound. I spent a long time checking out different vocoders and learning them as well as best I could. I didn't want to spend too much time going down a tech rabbit hole, but I did. And but I finally, after many months of tinkering and trying different vocoders, I settled on one, and I'm really happy with what I came up with. I don't know if I could reproduce it if you asked me to right now. I probably could, but it would take a while. But there's so many different options. So I spent a lot of time on the vocoder part, and also learning how to play it, because with the vocoder you play the notes the way I did it anyway. You play the notes to get the pitch, and then it takes the characteristics of your voice and mangles it up all together. So I had to learn how to play and sing what I was playing. So that took a little while, since I'm not really a truly trained piano player. Off the top, it also starts off with a kind of a sequencer or arpeggio idea. It's about 7 notes running all the way through the whole song. That's probably one of the first things I wrote, because I knew I wanted that. That's a big part of the 80s sound. So I knew I wanted to have that. That was really challenging to write, because I think I'm gonna say I have maybe 10 to 12 notes in there, in that sequence, that kind of repeats And you got to make sure you don't rub against the harmony too much. And I'm pretty sure I am rubbing every now and then, but it goes by quickly, so it shouldn't be that offensive. But that was challenging to come up with that line. I spent probably 2 weeks coming up with that line. Drums were pretty simple. I already knew what I wanted to hear. What else happened? The guitars, I already knew what I wanted it to sound like. Funnily, a funny story is that we recorded it. We recorded Jackson kind of remotely. My producer and Jackson and I were in 2 different cities, and so we weren't in the same room together. So we were dealing with a lot of technical challenges. It was the first time we had recorded remotely, so we recorded it dry, or a direct signal, thinking that we would add the effects later. I already knew what I wanted it to sound like, but I think we recorded it dry and wet, but for whatever reason, I was stuck with the dry version, meaning directly out of the guitar. So it didn't sound at all like what you hear on the album. It sounded like clean guitar. And I had to work with the song for many months. I don't know why. I should have run it through a plugin, but I never spent time doing that. So it wasn't until towards the very end that I ended up getting the sound that I wanted. I think I've talked about this before in a previous video, but harmony-wise, I tried to do something differently with the harmony, in that I decided to use AI to come up, or not to come up with, but to help me with a harmony, just kind of for fun. And I said, what my prompt was, give me a harmony that's kind of dominating and brooding and controlling. You know, the first thing that comes to mind is the Star Wars Darth Vader theme, right? So I came up with a bunch of ideas, and when I played it on piano, it didn't necessarily sound that way, which kind of taught me that it's not just the harmony itself, it's actually how you play it. I don't know that I truly really wanted a brooding, like deathly harmony, but I think I got what I wanted. So I took what ChatGPT suggested, I modified it a little bit, and what you hear is what I have. So that's kind of how I came up with the harmonic idea. Just messing around a little bit and kind of modifying what the AI spat out. What I learned there was that it's kind of how you play it as well, gives it the mood. I'm not sure that the harmony I have is truly brooding and you know, controlling, unless I went that way in a more kind of a cinematic tone. But for a pop song, I don't know. I just kind of got a groove, and it just kind of set a tone for my melody. Melody was pretty straightforward to come up with. I was really inspired by the rhythm of saying "I am algorithm." That was that part came pretty early. The bridge of the song was a bit of a collaborative effort. It kind of just happened in a way. It took a lot of work though. When we were tracking that bridge, I kind of had an idea of what it would sound like, what that bridge would sound like, but I did not write too many ideas for it. I just wrote out a bare harmony, which is actually the harmony of the main song. And when Colin, the drummer, came in to drum that, he was kind of inspired with a bit of electronic music. So he did his thing, and we actually left a bit of a space. So it all kind of came together, and I wrote the rest of the bridge here in Brazil, and I did that all in one day. It took me a long time. I spent, I think, 8 to 10 hours working on that bridge. Kind of knew what I wanted to sound like, but I'm not really an electronic music songwriter, so I kind of knew what I wanted to sound like, but I didn't know how to do what I wanted what I wanted to hear. I didn't know how to do what I heard in my head, so took my time and eventually got it, but it took many hours of trial and error and going down this path and going down that path, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. It's almost exactly what I was hearing in my head. I think that's it for I.Am.Algorithm. I was able to talk through that before the tide comes in. So again, I am in the northeast of Brazil in a town called, I guess this town is called São Bento. There's another town probably about 4 kilometers away, which is the main town. That town is called Maragogi. This area here would be full of boats. You can see that the water is very shallow where I am, but even if you go further out, it goes on forever. And so there's lots of boats out here, people just waiting around and enjoying the water. It's low season now, so it's almost technically winter here right now, but it's still 27 degrees. And every now and then you'll get, actually, I think it's a bit of a rarity that this weekend was full of clouds and some rain, but normally it's quite sunny here. So as I said earlier, I'm in a state called Alagoas. I was in Maceió earlier this week, but I've kind of moved north, getting ready to head back to João Pessoa. So I headed north, and I'm in this little off the beaten path town. I think that's it for me. I'm Dennis from Groove Art. I'm making music while wandering the world. Check out the album below. Check the link below for my new album. You'll hear this song. I believe it's track 6 or 7. I should know that off by heart, but it's either track 6 or track 7. I've been talking about a tune called I Am Algorithm. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.